Welcome back to the Expansion Edit. I am Jennifer Flynn, your host, and we're here for episode 7, Legacy Systems, What to Keep, What to Burn, and What to Build. Because duct tape and hope aren't a business model. Every founder hits the moment where their scrappy systems start to feel more like sabotage. The quick fixes, the free tools, the just for now processes, they got you here. But now they're duct tape on a leaking dam. And you can't scale what's held together by hope, sticky notes, and a team that's figuring it out as we go. When you hit that high 6, 7-figure mark, those cracks don't just leak, they flood. And the cleanup is always more expensive than the prevention. So today, we're going to talk about legacy systems, the ones you keep, the ones you torch, and the ones you finally invest in. Because if your backend doesn't match the business that you're building, you're going to be scaling chaos. And chaos has a terrible profit margin. So let's talk about the hidden cost of Franken systems. Every business carries the scars from its early days. Those pieced together CRMs, the cobbled together SOPs in 3 different Google Drives, or maybe even notebooks. The we'll fix it later list that's older than some of your team members. At the start, those choices made sense. They were quick, they were cheap, they worked enough, but the real tax of Franken systems isn't money. It's drag. Drag on decision making because no one trusts the data. Drag on delivery because processes live in people's heads. Drag on leadership because you're stuck referencing and refereeing problems instead of driving growth. You can't call it lean if it's actually slow, patchy, and dependent on one person who knows the whole mess works. So I want you to think about, where am I confusing cost effective with capacity killing? What's still in place because I haven't made time to fix it? And the bonus round question, what's that costing me? But before we start tearing things apart, we need an audit lens. So I want you to think like an investor looking under the hood. Does this tool or process still serve the current business? Does it help my team perform without me hovering? Is it scalable? Or will it snap under pressure like a dry twig in winter? An audit is not about nostalgia. Just because a system got you through your first million does not mean it's fit to take you through the next 5. So you have to ask yourself, if I were starting this business today, would I keep this system? Does this give me confidence or just comfort? Next, we're going to think about, what do we keep? Once we've done that audit, what are the anchors? Because not everything needs burning. Some systems are your anchors. They've evolved with you. They're still efficient and they free you up instead of slowing you down. How do you know if something's an anchor? Well, 1, it's documented, it's repeatable, and it's not dependent on one person's memory. 2, it produces consistent, reliable results. And 3, it's easy to teach to a new hire without a 2-week crash course or 57 videos. Anchors create stability. They're the bones you can build on. The danger is holding on to something because it's familiar, not because it's functional. So ask yourself, which systems actively reduce friction in my day-to-day? Where am I keeping something just because we've always done it this way? That is the number 1 worst answer to why do we do it this way? And if you don't have a better one than it's because we've always done it this way, here's your cue that that's the first place to look. Now we have to think about, what do we burn down? The dead weight. This is where it gets fun. Burn the systems that require constant workarounds, depend on a single person's heroics, can't be integrated into your other tools, or only exist because you didn't want to have an uncomfortable conversation about change. You know that's real. Burning isn't about destruction. It's about freeing capacity. Every hour that your team spends duct taping a broken process is an hour that they're not building the future. Here's your metaphor moment. Keeping a dead system is like insisting on driving the same car you had in college, the one that needs a running start to get up the hill. It's not just slow, it's dangerous. Which systems am I secretly embarrassed to show to a peer or an investor? That'll help you know where to start to look. And if this vanished overnight, would my team panic or breathe a sigh of relief? Take note. So, what do we build? We want growth engines. Once you've cleared the dead weight, you get to build with intention and purpose. So, growth systems are going to share 3 traits. 1, they're automated where it matters, freeing human energy for work that moves the needle, not slows it down. 2, they're documented and trainable. No bottlenecks, no black boxes. And 3, they're adaptable. We're able to scale them without needing to be rebuilt every 6 months. So I want you to think of this as an upgrading from a rented apartment to a custom home. Every choice is made with your future in mind and how you're going to live in it. So, reflection questions for you to anchor this in. Where would one good system free the most of my time? Start there. And if we doubled revenue tomorrow, which system would snap first? These are good calibration questions. Because then we're going to need some team recalibration because humans run the systems. A great system in the wrong hands is still going to fail. Your team needs clear ownership. They need to know who runs it, who updates it, who checks it. We need training that's more than just watch this Loom video. And then we need permission to question to improve it without fear. Fear from your retaliation, fear from over conflict, fear from too much criticism. When you recalibrate systems, you often reveal team misalignments. Sometimes the problem isn't the process, it's the person in the wrong role trying to run it. So you may need to ask yourself, does every core system have a clear owner? Who's quietly carrying more than they should because the system is weak? And that might be you. Because we have to scale with structure that matches the soul. You can build the tightest operational machine in the world, but if it doesn't match how you want to lead, you've just created your own golden cage. Your structure should support your creative and strategic space, not choke it. It should give your team room to grow, not micromanage them into compliance. And it should match the pace that you want to sustain, not the one you're trying to escape. A soul match structure is what keeps you in love with the business and in control of it. So ask yourself, does this structure protect my time for the work only I can do? Is my team thriving inside of it, or are they just tolerating it? I want to offer you the less but better principle. System upgrades don't mean adding more complexity. The most effective shifts usually simplify things. So you have to ask yourself, can 2 tools be replaced by 1? Can 1 meeting replace 3? Can we stop tracking metrics that nobody uses and that don't actually drive decision making? So here's your metaphor moment for this. It's like cleaning out a closet. If you keep shoving more in without taking anything out that doesn't fit, eventually the door's not going to close and you're going to be buried under your own shit. So, where am I adding when I should be subtracting? Which efficiency efforts are actually just noise? And I'm going to offer you a 90-day system reset challenge to dial this in. Month 1, audit every system, every tool, tag them, keep, burn, or upgrade. Month 2, burn the dead weight and start training on the anchors. Month 3, implement one new growth engine system, fully, not halfway. And the end result of that is you're going to know exactly what's running, who's running it, and how it scales with you. And consider, which upgrade gave me the most relief? What do I never want to rebuild from scratch again? From duct tape to design is about upgrading your systems. It's not about making things pretty. It's about making them profitable. It's how you shift from being the chief firefighter to the architect of the business that runs clean, fast, and in alignment with where you're headed. The truth? Legacy isn't built in moments people see. It's built in the systems that make those moments possible. Your business is only going to grow as clean as its back end. Build the bones to hold the weight of your vision. Next time, we're going to talk about becoming the founder that your next business needs. The identity shifts, the leadership upgrades, and the capacity moves that will let you actually run the company you're building without dragging the old you along for the ride. I hope you'll join us then. We'll see you in the next episode.